What's up, YouTube? It's Packbull coming at you live from the Pack Syndicate here. You know, just chilling out. I'm going to show you a little bit deck profile. This is Magic the Gathering related. So, this deck's been in production for a while. It's topped several events and things. This is my take on the deck, the Bant control version. I'm going to show you the deck. Don't be afraid to just go down there. You know, just leave me a little bit of a, you know, ways I could change this up, make it a little better, make it faster, you know, things like that. This is my take on it. It's done extremely well at Friday Night Magic and everything, and I'm sorry for the very poor quality. So, without further ado, Bant control. I'm going to start with the land base. Well, I'll figure this out. So, starting out, we're going to run 4 Temple Garden. It's the green-white shock land that produces green or white. You pay 2 life and it's tapped. Untapped, I mean, or you can drop it tapped. I like dropping it tapped in the first turn. Don't really hurt you. 4 hollow fountains. Same thing as the Temple Gardens that produces blue or white. It's a really good card for this deck. It produces lots of advantage, everything like that. This deck is really expensive mana base for this deck, but it works really, really well in it. It helps it out, it speeds it up, and helps you get things out faster. 4 Heralding Harbor, Innistrad blue-green tapped land. It helps you get out the blue. Blue's just mainly a splash. It's represented a lot in Planeswalkers. You'll see later, a couple of Mystics and Sorcerers kind of thing. The deck is majority white and green, so it's really Selesnya a splash blue, but it's really control-y, really life-gainy. It helps out a lot. So after that, we run triple Glacial Fortress. I don't see a reason why I never need a 4th, because I either have the Hollow Fountain, the Temple Garden, or the Heralding Harbor. 3 of these is really good in this deck. Anymore when I tested it before, it really slowed the deck down. So 3 Sunpetal Grove, green-white, same thing, M13 land. I mean, it follows the same principles of Glacial Fortress. It feels like it bogs the decks down when it's any more than that, any more than 3, because either I'm going to draw the Sunpetals or I felt like I draw the Temple Gardens. After that, it's 2 Forests, 2 Plains, and 2 Islands. I just felt that that was the right balance for the basic land to the non-basic. So I think all in all, let me make sure. It's 24 land. That's the land base of this deck. It's not so much greedy at times. At times it does turn greedy with some of the cards. You're like, I want to try to push, but sometimes the push gets stopped by, you know, little janky crap things that happen with it. But for the most part, the mana base is extremely strong. So I'm going to go into the creature base. It's a very small creature base in this deck, but it's extremely effective as far as keeping yourself going and alive and being able to push when you need to push. Starting out with 3 Centaur Healers. It's one of the lowest drop things in the game. I mean, in this deck, I like it because early game you get some life because you're going to be dropping the first 2 turns. We're limited to land base, think twice, far seek, and if you're far seeking on turn 2, a Centaur Healer is not a bad thing to drop turn 4 to help make up some of the gap that you've lost. After that is I run 3 Thragtusk. I like it because it requires double spot removal. In my opinion, this is the best green card out right now because it completely wrecks when it hits, and if they do manage to remove it, you have to get rid of the 3/3 beast that follows it. So after that, we're going to go into the bigger creatures that are greater than 4 or 5 drop, starting with 2 Armada Worms with a push at the end. This thing is extremely broken, and it does what it needs to do when I need to hit this card. It always seems to appear. I love it in here, and I always seem to get it turn 4 because I've double far-seeked or some crazy things like that have happened. It always seems to come about turn 4, turn 5, just early enough to where I can control what happens. Sigarda, I main her. Most people choose to put her in the sideboard. I like her in the main. This deck really struggles when it comes to burn and sacrificing. Grixis type of things happen to this deck. Jun, she's so good at helping me control the flow. She's a 5/5, 5/5 drop, flying hexproof, and you can't make me sack creatures, and that's good enough for me. The last creature in the deck is the highest drop creature in the deck. We had experimented with several things in this deck. We looked at Angel of Serenity, things like that. We decided on Dragskull Reaver. Once again, the life gain is big in this deck, and this is a 5-drop, 1 blue, 1 white, flying double strike lifelink, and every time I gain life, it draws cards. Hand advantage comes out the wazoo, and it's a 3/5. This card puts in so much effective work in this deck that it's really like running Think Twice at 5. Not even kidding. It's like running a 5 or 6 Think Twice, and it's so hard to get rid of because of the flying double strike part, and then the lifelink on top of that's just a bonus. That was the creatures. So we're going to move on to the next portion, which is the Planeswalker portion. And we're going to begin this with Tameo. She is a 5-drop. She comes with 4 loyalty, +1 tap target, untap permanent opponent controls. -2, you draw a card for each tapped permanent they have, and then her ultimate is you get an emblem that says any card put in the grave goes to your hand instead. If they let you hit her ultimate, this deck wins because there's nothing they can do. Because the Tameo is going to wreck them anyway. It stalls them out. It's really effective. So after that, we run double Garruk Relentless. He's in there to help get rid of the small creatures flip, get Death Touch, so we have the blockers from the 2/2 Death Touch wolves. It also helps with the putting wolf blockers. Its backside helps sack creature like the 2/2 wolf. You sack him, go get your worm. Go get the Dragskull Reaver. Get what you need to get to push for the game at the time. The next card I really count as my draw engine in here. This card here, it started out this format expensive. I was lucky enough to pull several, and I really turned it into the draw engine for this deck. It's 3 Jace Architects of Thought. I mean, if I need to +1 him, I will. I've never used his ultimate. I use him -2. Drop Jace -2. Try to thin the deck. Get what I need to help push for that. And at 3, I always seem to hit him when I need to hit him. And on top of that, he's just a 4-drop double blue, which isn't hard for this to get. Because like I said, Farseek's in here to help fix that mana. But the draw engine off of Jace really helps this deck a lot. I think if I didn't have Jace, this deck would not work. Several times, like 9 times out of 10, if I get Jace, the game's over because I'm able to get into the other things I need and set up. The kill card in the deck, it really turned into the kill card. It was just in there as a little tech so I can get chump blockers. I mean, barring Mizium Mortars and things. This card, Entreat the Angels, has really turned into the killing shot. I love going 10, 11, 12 mana going Entreat the Angels for 8 angels and just being able to shoot for the game right there. And it doesn't really overextend you all that much. I mean, if you're running Cigar and all this stuff, it's not really going to hurt as much. But Entreat the Angels really serves as that good kill. After that, 4 copies of Farseek. This card super thins the deck, helps me fix mana. I need blue, let me go get blue. I need white, let me go get a white source. Most commonly, the Farseek's going to get Temple Garden Hallowed Fountains. Occasionally, if I need another blue, I'll go get an island or a plains or something. But it's more commonly it's going after shocks to put them on the board, tap, so when it comes back to my turn, they untap. I proceed on with my turn like I dropped 2 lands. So after that, we're going to go into more control-y portions, and it starts with the tension sphere. The tension sphere. It's so good. I like doing it to like Jund decks when they start pushing. That Jund deck push, they get out of their Nighthawks, they get out their Thragtusk, whatever. They start that push. Olivia comes out. The tension spirit, just get out of your way and keep on moving. The next one, it's really techie for me. I really like it because once again, I need you to be able to get through this, get the cards, get the lifelink, whatever I need. So the next card that I run in this deck, and it really runs well in it, is I'm dropping stuff everywhere, I apologize. But triple Azorius Charm. It puts work in, it does what it needs to do. That triple, I mean, just being able to swing out with that Thragtusk, that Armada Worm in its token, and go lifelink and gain all that life that I've lost back. So the next card in the deck, it helps with draw early. If I don't get Farseek, I generally see Think Twice. I run 2 Think Twice. Most people criticize it for 2. I don't ever need to because, like I said, Jace is a draw engine. I can draw a card off Azorius Charms. I draw cards off a Draw Skull Reaver. I run Sphinx's Revelation. The Think Twice is merely in there for early draw to get the lands or whatever I need to keep myself running. It's only 2 of them, but it does what it needs to do. And flashing it back late could help, you know. They got board advantage. I got to Think Twice in the grave. I might need that to, say, top deck Supreme Verdict to save myself in this situation. And it never really fails at doing what it needs to do. Sphinx's Revelation. I run 1. This card comes out in a pinch. Oh, you got me to 1 life? I got 10 mana. I can risk drawing 10 cards with 10 mana. Discarding stuff that I don't need, especially with Tamio's Emblem on the field. It's ridiculously super broken. To go Sphinx's Revelation, draw 10, gain 10 life. Tamio's Emblem, get the end step, start having to discard, which I won't because it's got no maximum hand size, and all that stuff's going back to my hand. And the Think Twice also really makes Tamio broken at that point. The last 3 cards in the deck really help me in that pinch when I'm behind and getting, you know, mauled down by lots of creatures, token decks. They cry when this card hits the board. When Supreme Verdict hits the board, you can't do nothing about it. It's going to wipe your board. It's going to keep me alive. I mean, nothing short of Golgari Charm is really going to set this card back very far. So, triple Supreme Verdict really helps this deck out, and it pushes. When I need to push and open up the field for my worms or whatever, it really helps me out. So, subscribe, like, favorite, comment, and tell me what I need to do to make this a little bit better. This Pack Bull signing out. Pack Syndicate will be coming at you with more deck profiles, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh!, meta discussion of Gatecrash, Cosmo Blazer, metas in both of them. We'll be coming at you, so stay tuned and have a good New Year.